Good morning. Welcome to the Kila Chari Torah Halacha review for Friday, February 5th, Erev Shabbos. We're in the middle of talking about Megillah reading for Purim, which is coming up in a couple of weeks. There are three brachas, three blessings that the Baal Korah reads, the Megillah reader will recite before the Megillah reading. They are Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, Asher Kiddushanu mitzvosav v'tzivanu al Mikra Megillah. Blessed are you, God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us with His commandments and commanded us regarding the reading of the Megillah. When do you hear that bracha? This is the time. You hear it Purim night and Purim day in our sphere, in our world. In Israel, it's become customary other times when other Megillahs are read, like for example Shir HaShirim on Chol HaMoed Pesach, or any of the other Megillahs that are read in the course of the year. All five Megillahs are read in the course of the year. They read them from a klaf, handwritten, scribal arts on parchment, just like our Megillah, our kosher Megillahs are. And when you do that, you are supposed to make the bracha al Mikra Megillah. We had this conversation once or twice with some of the Torah Tours fellas who wanted to bring a Megillah's Ruth, wanted to bring the Book of Ruth and read it from a scroll, from a klaf, and make the bracha and the whole thing. And at the end of the day, we didn't do it. But just so you know that some people in Israel do that, and even some people in North America as well. Okay, that's one bracha that in our shul you'll hear that bracha twice a year, just Purim night and Purim day. But here's a bracha that will sound a little bit more familiar. Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam she'asa nisim la'avoseinu b'yamim ha'em bazman hazeh. Blessed are you, God, King of the universe, who has wrought miracles for our ancestors in those days at this season. Sound familiar? Same bracha we just made 8 nights in a row for Hanukkah a couple of weeks ago. And the most familiar of all, Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam she'achiyanu v'kiyamanu v'yigihanu lezman hazeh. Blessed are you, God, King of the universe, who has kept us alive, sustained us, and brought us to this season. Probably, well, I don't know, I can't judge for other people. I'll say in my lifetime that the bracha of Shechiyanu, God has kept us alive and sustained us, has meant an awful lot in this past year. When we see that life is, we see clear evidence that life is a lot more fragile than we would have thought by last Purim. So that's a bracha we can make with a lot of kavanah. These brachas are recited with both the night and daytime readings. When reciting the brachas, the reader, the Megillah reader, should have in mind that the brachas are being recited on behalf of those listening, and those of us who are listening should have in mind to fulfill the mitzvah with the brachas. When hearing the bracha of Shechiyanu from the Baal Korah before the reading of the Megillah during the day, one should also have in mind to include the mitzvahs of Mishloach Manot, sending gifts, sending portions to friends, Matanos Levyonim, gifts to the needy, and the Purim meal itself. If one will not have a kosher Megillah throughout all of Purim, there's a discussion amongst the poskim if you should say the bracha of Shechiyanu. The custom, in fact, is to say the bracha of Shechiyanu, I believe in the name of Rabbi Felder, right? In the name of Rav Felder, Al Vashalom, one time one of the father of the current Rabbi Felder of Shomrei Shabbos, Rav in Toronto. Yeah. So there you have it. Whether or not you have the a kosher Megillah in front of you, or hear it being read from a kosher Megillah, again, we'll talk about this at length. When we talk about this year's possibilities, we do say Shechiyanu. After the Megillah is read with a minyan, upon concluding the Megillah reading, the Baal Korah recites the bracha of Harav Esrivenu. God takes up our plea, our grievance. After the nighttime reading, the additional Tefillah Asher Heni, which is printed in the Chumash and in the Siddur, is recited as well. Okay, let's pause there and let's talk about Shabbos, very important, very special Shabbos coming up. This is Shabbos Mevarchim Adar, so we need to keep that in mind. First of all, tonight candlelighting is 5:16 p.m. Yet again, unfortunately, sadly, painful to say, we will not be gathering Friday night or Shabbos day for a minyan in shul. If we were gathering Friday night, it would be right around 5:20. We daven mincha together and Kabbalat Shabbat, so hopefully we'll do that again soon. But if you want to do that at the same time as everybody else, we'll be doing it right about 5:20 this afternoon. Now, it's Shabbos Mevarchim Adar. You can say the bracha, it's in your Siddur there after the Shabbos Torah reading, after the brachas for the Haftorah. The Molad, the reappearance of the moon in Yerushalayim, in Jerusalem, the eternal and undivided capital of Israel, will take place next Friday at 6:19 a.m. and 4 parts. And as is our custom to say, the Moiled wird sein Freitag in der Früh, 19 Minuten mit 4 Halakim nach 6 Zeger. Rosh Chodesh Adar is going to be next Friday, a week from today, and Shabbos also. It's a 2-day Rosh Chodesh. So that changes considerably the Musaf davening for next Shabbos. When it's Shabbos Rosh Chodesh, we have a whole different Musaf that we say. That's the bottom half of the page in your Siddur. Okay, so keep in mind that it is Shabbos Mevarchim Adar. This Shabbos, next Shabbos is Shabbos Rosh Chodesh. This Shabbos, starting tonight, as we said, the candlelighting time is 5:15, 5:16 to be exact. Shabbat ends tomorrow evening at 6:21, and we will join together on Zoom for Havdalah at 6:31. Please, everyone, feel welcome and invited cordially and warmly to join us for that. Okay? Have a wonderful Shabbos. Good, restful, peaceful, and healthy, and we'll be in touch after Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom.